Kelly again from Infinity Hypnosis SLP. So in this video, we're going to dive in and actually explain how hypnosis can help you or your loved one with ARFID. So there's a lot of questions out there. I know it's confusing, how can this hypnosis thing really help me? Does it work? So I'm going to try to break it down and really explain to you how using hypnosis can help. So in essence, you have two parts of your brain. You have a lot more parts of your brain, but for the purposes of this discussion, we're going to talk about two parts of your brain and the parts that are really tapped into and used during hypnosis. So you have the conscious part of your brain, which we're going to kind of talk about on this hand here, and this is just to simplify things. So you have the conscious part of your brain, and this part of your brain really is the kind of helps you kind of like, what words am I going to say today? The decisions you make. Oh my gosh, where did I leave my sunglasses? This is like the conscious part of your brain, okay? And then you have the subconscious part of your brain. This is the part of your brain back here where all your automatic things happen, okay? So this is kind of the brain, the real brains of the operation. So you hop in your car to drive, you know all the things you need to do without thinking about it. This is the part that kind of runs the show, okay? For your life to operate, for your body to operate, for you to do everything you need to do, these two parts of your brain have to work together. They have to be in agreement. So pretend, just for the sake of argument, you want to do something. You think reasonably, do I want to go up in this really, really tall building? Okay. So you think, okay, well, I think that sounds like fun. I want to see what the world looks like. That sounds exciting. You send the decision back to your subconscious brain back here. For those of us who don't have a fear of heights or anything, this subconscious brain is like, all right, that sounds like a good plan, sends it back to the decision maker up here, and they go, okay, we're in agreement. Since we're in agreement and the subconscious brain thinks, I think that's a good idea, sends a signal back to our conscious brain, and the conscious brain goes, okay, we're in agreement, we're gonna go to the top of the building. And you go, okay, cool. That's for people who don't have like a fear of heights, right? For somebody who has a fear of heights, this conscious brain still says, okay, do I want to go to the top of the building? Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Sounds fun. I want to go with my group of friends. I know it's safe. I know I can do it. I know the elevator's safe. I know that it's the building was safe. I know that I can't fall off. They send the signal back to their subconscious brain. But if this person has like a fear of heights, this subconscious brain back here goes, oh, no way. I have a fear of heights. I made this rule for myself. You are not going up that building. Sends a signal back to the front part, and the conscious brain, since they're not in agreement, the conscious brain goes, I got to know from my subconscious brain, you are not going up in that building. It's a hard no, and you don't go. Okay? That's how that works. If they are not in agreement, the subconscious brain always wins, because they are the ones who are taking care of your safety, who are taking care of making sure that you don't get sick, you don't get hurt. And when survival is included with your decisions, survival always wins. So that's an example for somebody that everybody can relate with, because everybody knows somebody that has a fear of heights, or a lot of people have a fear of heights. So you want to make a decision about going up high. Cool, sounds fun. Your conscious brain says, should I do it? For those of us whose reality is, it's safe, I got it, I don't have a fear, sends a signal back that it's good, they're in agreement, they go. For those of us whose reality is, heights are bad, heights are scary, it sends a signal, no way, you don't go. It's a hard no, right? So for someone with ARFID, they also want to eat that food, okay? I don't have ARFID, I want to eat an apple. Someone has ARFID, I want to eat an apple. They both want to eat an apple. A person who doesn't have ARFID sends a signal back. That subconscious brain goes, cool, good, apples are safe, eats, goes forward, in agreement, let's eat it. Someone with ARFID, here is where the problem is. The conscious brain sends a signal back, I want to eat the apple. Someone with ARFID, they have a phobia. And so just like that phobia of heights, they have a phobia of apples are bad. They've made a rule, apples are dangerous. I can choke on an apple, apple's gonna make me vomit. I can't chew an apple, the texture of an apple is bad, whatever it is. So that subconscious brain sends a signal, no way, it's a hard no, they're not in agreement, so that ARFID person is not gonna eat that apple. And it's not just apple. It can be a million foods. It can be so limiting that it's all foods except for bread. It can be whole textures. It can be brands. It can be a lot of things. So that's where the disagreement comes in. It's not in their conscious brain. They know that things are safe. They know that apple pie is not dangerous. They know that they can eat whatever it is that the rest of the family's eating. It's back here in their subconscious mind where the problem lies. They know it's an irrational rule. They know it's an irrational fear. So when you go into hypnosis, all you do is rest. When we're resting, when we're not quite sleeping, but kind of that period of time when you're just in that really relaxed state, your conscious mind is asleep, okay? Gone. But your subconscious mind is running free. That's when you're dreaming. You have free reign to do kind of whatever you want to do. You're like, cool, I'm awake back here. But your conscious mind is not in the way. When you're awake, your conscious mind is in the way. Someone could be telling you a million things like, apples are safe, food is safe, but your conscious mind is here in the way. When you're asleep, your conscious mind is down. And your subconscious mind is completely open to a whole new world of possibilities. So when someone puts you in hypnosis, a good hypnotist puts you in hypnosis, someone you trust and someone who understands ARFID and who can understand feeding concerns, puts that conscious mind to sleep gently. They talk to the subconscious mind and they help the subconscious mind to alter your reality so all the foods and all the rules you had around food go away. It doesn't change anything else, and it can't change, do things taste different? Do things taste better? It's not going to change those. It's going to put all those irrational rules away. So the subconscious mind isn't in the way, getting in the way. It's asleep. If that person has a fear of all fruits and veggies in the juice, for example, maybe juice is dangerous, the juice is from the fruits, we alter that, tell the subconscious brain, juices are now safe. So when you wake up, the person wants to eat an apple. Okay, you're awake, you've been through hypnosis. Okay, I want to eat that apple, sends a signal back to your subconscious brain. Those irrational rules aren't there anymore because you talked to the subconscious brain. Okay, apples are safe, sends a signal back. They're now in agreement and that person can eat the apple. So that's how it works. And that's why it's so successful, because it kind of takes that battle away. It's not going to make you like things you didn't eat before. It's not going to make your taste buds change. It will make you be able to taste a variety of things that you weren't able to taste before, safely and calmly, and excited to eat things, excited to be like, do I like pizza? Do I like chocolate? Do I like ice cream? All those things that were scary before, we put to rest all those rules that you know are irrational, so you're not fighting with yourself all the time. You will hear people with ARFID say, I fight with myself constantly. It's a battle. We make that battle go away, so you won't have that battle with yourself. So that's kind of a simple explanation of it, and it helps, I think, put it into easier terms for people to understand.